Firstly, my name is Richardson.
And how old are you, Andrew?
19.
And your height, please?
5'9", but with my hair longer, about 5'10".
And your weight class?
Weight class under 90 kilograms. From Northern Ireland, went to Cornell Academical Institution, currently studying applied sports science at Teesside University. There we go. And hoping to do a master's in strength and conditioning after that in year 4. Long-term plan, work in the fitness industry as personal trainer, strength coach, open up my own gym, be a basis for powerlifting, weightlifting, strongman, just a proper man's gym. That's the long-term plan anyway. About a year and a month, 2 months now, yeah. They would be squat 200 kilograms, bench 120, deadlift 265.5 kilos. Currently I hold, within 2013, Irish single lift, squat, bench, deadlift, Irish national title for full power, European full power title, what the world single lift's got gold, silver and bronze, gold in deadlift, silver in the squat, third in the bench press, got 2 world records there, one in the deadlift, one in the squat, and just recently won my class at the World Full Power Championships in Glasgow. I've been described as beast mode. That's when I train with some of my friends. I try to put a lot of science behind my training, a lot of research, just mix it up really. I work with a lot of volume, high weight. So I like to mix it up, so doing like speed training, hypertrophy training, just general strength training, either being for speed strength or absolute strength. But core programs I've ran will be small or junior for the bench press. Some other will just general 5x5, but I sort of just make up my own program with the help of my coach back home, Roy O'Kane. Training partners can be good, yes, and they can be bad. They can be good, one, because you've got someone to train with, someone to work with, someone who knows the pain you're going through, and you can work off each other, either being that you can try and reach their level, or you can try and not let them reach levels, so you're trying to have to work harder to stay ahead of them. On the negative side, you have to wait for someone to turn up the train, or either they may not be a great person to train with, maybe quite slack and have the same motivation as you. I mean, for me, I don't really mind. I mean, most of the time I train my own, but I'm doing like my main stuff because I like to focus on myself because I don't have any distractions really. But if someone's training me here, I'm all for it. I mean, I train a lot of guys here, a lot of guys back home. I don't mind it. If someone offers it, I'll happily take it. I'm not saying like I'm a loner or anything, but I just prefer training on my own because I can get the work done. I can choose my own music. I became powerlifting because I got injured. Don't know if that's the most logical reason for doing the sport, but yeah, I got injured playing rugby when I was 18, back in May of 2012. Yeah, back in 2012, Ulster Skills trial, popped out my shoulder for the second time, so I had to lay my options out again, thinking what sport can I do. Couldn't do contact sports anymore. After rehab, still depressed, trying to think what sport can I do, so I needed sport for my A-level, so this could really affect my grades getting into uni. So I called my friend and said, look, you're not doing anything, there's a powerlifting competition coming up, just try it, if you like it, it's good, if you don't, no worries, I'll find something else for you. I was like, okay. After that first one there, that was the Northern Ireland push-pull, came second, been hooked ever since, as I say, caught the iron bug. Biggest mistakes beginners make, probably a couple. One, loading up the weight too quickly and they just overload themselves and end up getting injured. And 2, not learning the technique properly. And 3, not eating the correct foods to back it all up. Like 1, obviously, everyone wants to get bigger, heavier weights to see the progression, but it takes time. It's not going to happen in a matter of days. It's going to happen in a matter of months. Like people want to see things quick. We live in a state of society where everything's instant messaging, instant calls, that sort of thing. But training you have to take gradually. Like each week improve by a kilogram, 2 kilograms. Sorry, you can't jump up by 10. Because if you do that, you're more likely going to injure yourself, and that's when your technique starts to get really poor. That's why you do like specific training for you. You can't just jump into a program which an elite level lifter is doing. You have to start from small and gradually build yourself to that height. Because that's where everyone has to start there. Technique, definitely get a personal trainer or a coach who knows what they're doing, because like it's going to ingrain good technique in you for the rest of your life. There's no point starting off not knowing what to do and then you start with bad habits. So Ronnie Coleman, bodybuilding, he had a personal trainer from when he started out, and he was like Mr. Olympia, I don't know how many times, like it's eight times I think it was, and like all those top level elite lifters, like they've got coaches throughout their whole life, being their parents or being outside like gym instructors, personal trainers, giving guidance the whole of his life. Thankfully, I've had a number of good PE teachers in my school, coordinates, and good personal trainers at Fitness First, the gym I'm at, like such as Rory Kane. So I've been lucky in that, since I've had my mum and dad back me up with really good food, which we describe as a walking dustbin by then, literally a giant hole in it. But yeah, like I said, you do need the food to back up your training. If you're going to eat crap all the time, you're going to feel like crap, and you're not going to see much progression. If you eat well, that's going to correlate to your performance.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in powerlifting?
Craziest thing? If everyone's definition of crazy, their definition's different. For maybe a couple, seen a guy hit his head up a wall, like headbutt it and get himself psyched up ready to lift. Seen a couple of guys, what also was crazy, I've seen a guy sort of cry, get themselves ready. Crazy thing, seen certain people's lifts disallowed, and you know who I'm talking about there. Probably the guy's hit his head off the wall, just like banging it, getting himself psyched up, you know. Bit of a nar, but everyone has a means to their own what they do. I'm just going to ignore him. Obviously training, nutrition's good, but I definitely think the psychological side's extremely important. Personally, I think because you may be the strongest guy in the world, but do you have the confidence to go and actually lift that new weight? Can you handle that pressure, what the expectations on you? Because you see top level athletes, you know, deliver day in, day out, but as the pressure rises after like nationals, Europeans, Worlds, Olympics, pressure gets harder, standard gets higher. Can they cope with that? I mean, for me, I've been fortunate doing a lot of sports throughout my life, and I know so what it's like to compete at that level. And a range of sports, different scenarios, being team or individual. So like, I'm quite happy with my like mental side. But just going to compete, seeing everyone around you, you just don't want to perform bad. You want to perform at your best. So maybe one example, like psychologically at the Worlds in Scotland, having so many Irish lifters shouting for you, cheering for you, just makes you feel great. You just feel like I can do this. That's why we're seeing so many world records and team members winning world titles. But personally, I think psychologically it's very important. It's like, if you think of a circle, it's a third, training's a third, and your nutrition and diet's a third. They all play an equal part. Making sacrifices. Simple as that. You've got to you got to think about it, like, what's your opponent doing? He's training. What are you doing? Oh, I should be training. Yeah. You just got to think about it. You got to think of what about your friends who are going to go out to the club just get smashed? Well, you have to think realistically, well, how far is my competition? Oh, I've got like 6 months. That's okay, you know, you're farther away, but if it's a week away, no, it's just not worth it. You know, you got to think it realistically. You know, you're training for something, you got to make sacrifice, you got to put the effort in. If you're going to do stupid stuff, there's no point in you paying the money to go to it. I mean, I know myself, I like to have fun with my uni, of course. I'm a student, everyone expects what students do, but like, I want to do well in my sport, I want to have a good long career in this. Got personal and professional. Well, obviously my 3 lifts, and the 3 best lifts, squat, bench, deadlift, I'm quite happy with. But like other numbers, push press 110 kilos, front squat 145 kilos. So that's the 2 main ones stand out for me. Can't really think of anything else that would really stand out. Possibly like professional accomplishment with weight training, getting onto the Iron thing. Definitely like all my training, my sport has led me to this moment, so that's probably my main really proudest moment, reaching that level for me. First of all, to get into sport, just do something. I was swimming was my first sport, because I was wanting to learn how to swim, every kid does. Did that for about 8 years, but along with that I did like archery too with that there. Quite really enjoyed that. Thought I was thinking I can kill someone from a distance. You know, it's quite a handy skill to have if a zombie outbreak happens, you know. And then we did like rugby from first year onwards, and secondary school never played at mini level. Just hated wearing the shield in your mouth, just hated it, but then I got used to it in first year. Then did my athletics through that, really got into my athletics, could do my rowing too. Like I've always done training, like probably the main motivating factor is I want to do the best I could do. I want to be part of like an environment, like a winning team. But after finding team members not putting the effort in doing stuff, I was more inclined doing individual sports, which is what I'm doing now. Because I find like if I'm busting myself, hurting myself on a daily basis, just so I can shave off a few seconds of a time or lift some more weight, or so I can make an extra tackle in the game, while you're sitting there just not doing any training, I mean, well, that's no incentive for me to do anything. So after a number of injuries, thinking about it, like I stuck with athletics, just doing individual stuff. Rowing's probably the only really team sport, which I felt everyone put the work in. Because unfortunately, like in some teams with like rugby, football that I've done, you do get some like people just sort of float about, don't really put the effort in. But you get that in everything. But like powerlifting, even though it's like an individual sport, it's quite a family thing. Everyone's shouting for you, everyone's cheering for you, encouraging you, giving you help, chatting people online, phone, Facebook, just how your training going, do you need any help, such and such. No, it's good. Deadlift would be my favourite because it's the best one. I think it's the manliest lift you can do. Just picking something off the floor and lifting it, because everyone needs to be able to have the ability to pick something off the floor, like shopping, whatever. And the fact this is a good test of your own, like your whole body strength, and also a good test of your grip strength. How it's holding a big weight in your hands, like. But that'll be my favourite lift out of the three powerlifting lifts anyway. Just to see how much weight I can really lift, what my body is physically capable of. That'll be one of them. Secondly, to be number one lifter in Ireland, to beat all the men. Because I'm young, I've got about another 20-30 years easily in the sport. If I keep my training sensible, then I'm injury free for the majority of that. Thirdly, just want to be the best lifter in the world as I can be. Want to win a senior world title, like the men's open. That'll be my dream. That'll be that'll be the pinnacle of my career, and then just maintain it, just keep winning it. Be more like obstacles for me. Like I've had like a numerous amount of injuries. Displaced growth plate, right wrist, broken radius ulna, dislocated elbow, two dislocated shoulders, broken fibula, went over ligaments, tendonitis. Yeah, the list just goes on and on. There's like pull strains and all the sort which you normally get. Just about like, every time I get an injury, I just adapt, I change. Like let's say one exercise is sore, I change another exercise that isn't sore but still working the same area. That's what I've got to do. Like just got to adapt to changes. It's all about survival of the fittest, I suppose. Like I said, diet, it's equal third part between psychological and your physiological training. Without it, like let's say if I do the gym, all the hard work, just sweat and tears, going in, and I go eat the McDonald's after, like it's just thinking, what's the point? You shouldn't even train. I mean, you gotta feed your body, you gotta feed the proper nutrients, it's gotta repair it, make yourself come back bigger, faster, stronger. If you don't do that, you're just not going to perform well. You're just going to end up getting worse. You're going to get higher cholesterol. You're going to get probably later on life like heart attacks and stuff due to eating so much fat and saturated fats. I wouldn't count how many calories I have. Probably for two reasons. One, just couldn't be bothered. Secondly, it's not that important. I eat a lot. I know what I eat. And I eat pretty well. Like I live by a simple rule. If I eat 90% of the time really well, 10% of the time I can eat and drink whatever I want. Sort of like a treat incentive, so you get a reward out of it, because you can't eat 100% clean all the time if you go insane, because you can't have all the things you want. And if you eat really bad all the time, you're not going to get the training, or you're not going to get the performance results out of it. So, like for me, a big staple of my diet would be milk, tuna and pasta bake, steaks, chicken, ham, turkey, just a lot of meat and milk. With supplement wise, just amino acids, just take them a few a day in my protein shake. That's really it. Creatine, not really dabble with it. I had like one scoop a week just to sort of top off my phosphocreatine stores, but I haven't really done a creatine cycle. Something I'll probably try later on in the year. Just want to do a little more research on it for my own knowledge, but so far really happy with my diet. Everyone's going well. Like I said, my family have been great. They've been giving me so much food. Like I do owe them for that. Like, because me and my brother both compete sport at a very high level. Our fridge is just filled top to bottom with meat and milk. It's a dream. Steak curry. So steak curry, a spicy steak curry. Dislike food. See, I eat everything and anything. I haven't found a food that I haven't liked yet. So, which is good. My parents are pleased with that. I train about 5-6 days a week. Probably more depends on how far out from a competition. The further I'm out, imagine this year, the further away from a competition, the volume of my training will be really high, but the intensity will be quite low. And if closer I get a competition, the intensity would go up and the volume would drop. So whenever I'm at the competition, I'm on my game. That's the way I look at it. So whenever, let's say, I'm like 20 weeks out of competition, I will not be doing a 1 rep max. That'll be like a week before, just my openers, just to let me know I'm ready. Like I train very hard, like I'm quite goal set, once I have a goal I just block everything else out and I just do it, even if it kills me, that's sort of the way I do things. Like once I've been set a task, I do it, I don't let it sit there, I'm quite passionate about training, very determined, but I just give 100%, if not more. Like I put my body on the line every day just to achieve a higher total, higher numbers. But like I said, my reasons for competing, I want to be the best in the world. 9-inch nails, 9-inch nails on repeat, all their albums. Also throwing a bit of like Slipknot, Metallica, some Queens of Stone Age songs, and just to make it really heavy, really fast. Swedish House Mafia. Just pump up, exactly. I like a fast, heavy, deep, dark sound. Like if it was to mix like a heavy bass like Swedish House Mafia with the likes of Slipknot, 9-inch nails, that'll be my playlist. Yeah, I mean, at the minute everyone's like said to me, like that's a big thing of uni for me. Everyone's goes to me, you work so hard, you get everything done, but you still keep training, like how to do it. Like I said earlier, you have to make sacrifices. I mean, I wouldn't go out a lot. I went out a lot on freshers because it's freshers, this is part of that experience of growing up, learning. Everyone has to do it. I was quite enjoyed it. I've had some brilliant friends here, and I'm grateful to have them. But you have to make sacrifices. I can't go out partying every day. I can't go out and train every day. It's a balancing act. That's what life is, a balancing act. Just make sure you can carry everything at the one time. I'm doing meetings, interviews, doing research projects, doing handling assignments, essays, exams, training, eating, cooking, cleaning, doing everything because I'm not at home. I'm away in uni in Teesside. Like I'm like a couple 100 miles away, So it's all part of growing up. I like that, being more independent, doing what I want to do. And it's definitely I'm definitely learning a lot more skills for myself, becoming a better person. I enjoy being busy. I enjoy working, doing things I enjoy because I'm learning about sport every day, talking about sport every day, playing sport every day, researching about sport. I live and breathe it. Like I can't be happier. That's a big thing about doing work and everything around you. You must enjoy it because if you enjoy it, it's going to make it that's going to make it so much easier, so much more fun, and you're actually going to put the work into it. Don't do drugs, steroids, because it's very tempting for a young person seeing it because you always hear about it. I always hear a lot of guys get involved with it. There's different gyms and stuff just on like the internet and just through word of mouth and stuff, People think not seeing the results, something quick, just shove it in there, but for the health complications, it's just not worth it, It's quite vanity. It's sort of thing they just want to look good just quickly. Like I said, they want those instant results, not prepared to take the time to do the whole grind to actually get there. I mean, that's also been a very important point, but I would also like to say, obviously, get a good coach. Because a lot of times those ones who are more tempted to go towards the drug abuse, they don't have a coach, no one to actually guide them through it. So if you have a coach, he or she will put you on track to doing the right thing. So teach you the right technique, the right foods to eat, the right training to do, and the rest just follow suit. If you put the effort in, you will see the results. What you get in life is what you put in it. Seeing people curl on the squat rack, that would probably be, because it says squat rack, doesn't say curl rack. I'm not doing the Winter Olympic curling event in it, and it's for squatting only. Even though the dumbbells are right next to it, to do curls, people insist on doing curls in the squat rack. That's just grinds my gears. Probably won't be single events, being multiple, being injured every time, just bouncing back, keep coming back. Like I get injured all the time, I'm hurt, come back stronger. That's the thing, I'm like cockroaches. Every time you kill them, they keep coming back. In one sense, No, I don't like failing. As in, if I'm not, no, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say I'm afraid to fail, but I can deal with failure. And if I fail, that's fine. It's a learning process. But learning, obviously, it takes everyone a few times to ride a bike. Once you get on it, you're set flight. But just learning, you learn a lot more about yourself in failure than you do in winning, because you analyze yourself, where did I go wrong? How can I improve this? What is he doing that I'm not doing, or she's not doing? It's all about just learning. Probably being resilient, just trying to keep a very positive attitude. I look towards things, try not to be too critical of myself, which I can be at times. So I want to try and achieve and be the best, but I have to remember I'm young. I've got a long life ahead of me. I think it's a bit overhyped, personally, because you look at all the top level, elite level athletes, they're trained day in, day out, and they're producing the results. People think that it's overtrains because, like I said, they're jumping into the deep end. You have to gradually build up there. You can't just go from novice to elite level. You have to gradually build up. If it's been 1 kilogram, 2.5, that's what we do. That's what all those guys and girls at the top level are doing. They didn't start just lifting 100 kilograms straight. If people just sort of overhype it, I think, because they overtrain, you take more rest, sleep. You know yourself. If I feel really down, really tired, not eating much, then I know, okay, I need to take a break. It's only ever happened to me once, because I was doing a couple of sports at one time. You just got to make sure you're eating well, sleeping well, and actually taking a break from things. If you're just going for a walk, just put your headphones and just listen to the music, get away from the studying, get away from the training, because they do drain you physically and mentally. Just looking at a book, this is God. Does this take forever? This drain you and train, looking at a deadlift bar filled with a couple hundred kilos, going, right, there's another one to go here. But it's just, you need to think about why you're doing it as well. Yeah. Probably my iPhone. I have no idea where I'll be without it. Even though everyone thinks iPhones are crap, I literally live with it, because I can do all my emails, all my research and stuff. I don't know how, I don't know where I would be without it. That's more just my techno side. Training, my probably chalk. It's helped me out so much. It's simple, it works, just put a chalk, grip the ball music, and add on a few more kilograms too. Probably, obviously, going to the gym, be in there doing deadlifts, heavy 1 rep maxed out. Going to see Nine Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age in the concert in that evening. Probably in that day having a lot of steaks, a lot of meat in there. Probably, what else? Probably do some sports science in there too, do some sort of lab work. It's quite interesting, because I was on the lab on this week with the bike, the masks on and everything, doing the scientific stuff. Because I'm quite aware of that. I like to express myself being a sports science nerd. That's just my thing. That's my niche. So I prefer to be in the morning, do all the sports science stuff, do all the labs, steak. Probably chill out with my mates. Chill with mates afternoon, go and play a bit of pool, a bit of crack. Then training, then go on with mates, see Nine Inch Nails, Queens of Stone Age. I think that would be my perfect day.
Last one, your favourite quote or words of wisdom?
Favourite quote or so? Oh God, I got loads of these.
Show me, maybe you did.
Huh?
Show me, maybe you did.
I know. There's a couple that stand out. I'd rather be strong in pain than be weak in pain. I quite like that one. Another one, Louis Simmons. When I go to war, I go to kill, I don't go to be killed. Obviously irony, no pain, no gain. Just a feeling like that there. Dimitri Klokov, he's a good one. He'd be much of my idol, like lifter, like his class lifter to watch. He says, if people are spinning you at the back of your neck, at least you know you're ahead of them.